Okay, so Adina,
Oh,
thank you.
yeah. Well, let me see. My story starts actually on an August monsoon afternoon, and I was getting up to make myself a cup of tea. And I had this overwhelming feeling of dread. And it just felt like a plug was pulled out of my body and everything was just whooshing out. And I was able to, I guess by instinct, run to my bedroom where I ended up in the fetal position. And I thought to myself, this isn't indigestion. This is something else serious. And one of my cats was on the bed next to me, just very attentively, worried about me. I'm absolutely certain of it. And I thought, okay, I think this is it. The pain was excruciating in my chest. It radiated in my chest to my arm and up my neck into my jaw. I was by myself. I called a girlfriend who lived a couple of blocks away and who's an artist, and I knew she'd be in her studio painting. My message was, please come now. And I didn't call 911. I did choose to be in that moment of, I think, a kind of paralysis about what I was really facing and if this really was a heart attack. So fast forward to going to my doctor and having the EKG reading indicate that clearly I had a heart attack. I drove myself to the doctor. And she immediately became kind of unhinged, and she called 911. The EMS people came and got me from her office, which was literally half a block to the entrance of the emergency room at Northwest Hospital, but it was procedure, so they had to do that. So I was there, and a young doctor who looked like Doogie Howser kind of came in and leaned over me and said, ma'am, I think we're going to run some tests. And I said, okay. I don't know what kind of time passed until he came back and looked at me and said, you're going to need to stay here because we did this blood gas test and you had a major heart attack. And so you need to be prepared for what's next. I had no clue at that point. I really was uninformed and unaware in a lot of ways at that moment. So the next thing was being told that 24 hours later I was going to have surgery. They sent me to the cath lab. Out of the cath lab, my husband is standing there clutching one of the pictures and he had been told directly that they weren't able to put stents in and that my blockages were significant, more than 90%. So it was going to be a triple bypass. So they prepared me for that. And I think it was at that point that I locked into, obviously, the momentousness of what had happened and what I was about to go through. So it was quite an experience, as it is for all of us who actually have MI. I wasn't at all prepared for the amount of other surgery that goes along with this, but they had made a decision not to go into the main artery but use the saphenous veins in my legs for the bypass. So I came out of the surgery with big long zippers all the way up both legs, in addition to the major incision on the chest. The good thing that came out of it first was that when I was asked when I smoked last, I said, what time is it? And I quit while I was in the hospital, and I had been a serious long-term smoker, so that was going away, and I was emphatic that I could do it, and I did it. I think it was the power of the experience, thank you, that made me feel like, my God, I've almost died here. I can quit smoking. So I've been completely free of it, and I'm proud of that fact. But I'm most proud of the fact that when I got through the physical experience and was put into cardiac rehab and all wired up and sitting on the bicycle going through my routine, Edna came up to me and put her hand on my shoulder and asked how I was doing and invited me to consider the program. And it was a moment where I was totally wide open. I knew I needed to learn a lot. I was really in deep reflection about what the meaning of having the heart attack was for me and what I was going to do differently in my life to recover and live a healthier life. So really the wonderfulness of this is the program and living it and learning to live better and healthier every day.
Thank you. Thank you so much.